Hey, you nerds, welcome to the Nerditorium. I'm Jishnu, this is Dinkar.
Hello.
I introduced you for you. How do you feel?
I feel very glad. And so today we're going to be talking about Wonder Woman and the state of the DCEU in general, I suppose, because inevitably whenever you talk about anything from DC, that has to come up. So, Jishnu, I ask with trepidation, do you look forward to Wonder Woman?
I really do.
Explain yourself. Why? Why would anyone look forward to anything from DC?
Trailers aside, the trailers look great, sure, but it's just high freaking time that we get a female-led superhero film.
This is true.
It's stupid that Marvel has had more films than I can count. Somewhere in the teens, right? What,
It's
13,
in the teens.
14,
13.
something like that?
Yeah.
They've been around for so damn long. They have Black Widow, who is amazing every time we see her.
She's the perfect candidate for a solo female movie at this point, and she hasn't had one.
You know, I remember when we realized this. We were watching. King Kong. We were watching King Kong, and Brie Larson is in that movie, and I forgot she was in that movie.
Yes.
And she doesn't have like the biggest role, but she's good. She's great in it. And I realized that I've never seen Brie Larson play a badass action chick.
Just kick
And
ass.
she was great. She was really, really good at that. And that's when I realized I'm really excited to see her as Captain Marvel, which will be out in like a year or two, I think.
Yeah.
So that'll be great. But then I thought back, wait a minute. Marvel has been around for a while. They haven't had this. This is just stupid. So I'm glad that DC's doing it, and Wonder Woman is a great candidate because she's just a really great, compelling character. But I'm curious to see what you think. I feel like DC at this point, for all their flaws, I think the biggest problem I have with them is that obviously they're trying to play catch up with Marvel.
Yeah.
But a lot of the moves that they've been playing in terms of like planning out future films, potential films. There's a lot of talk right now about Joss Whedon potentially doing Batgirl, which would be amazing. He should have just done Black Widow in the first place.
Nearing a deal.
Whatever that means. I
means.
hate
Yeah,
this
I don't know.
trickle-down effect.
Yeah.
But what I'm getting is I feel like it's completely reaction-based decision-making. Of like, what's working in Marvel right now? Let's try and do that before they get there.
Yeah.
So I feel like they're just doing Wonder Woman now because they know that Marvel is going to have their Captain Marvel, which will be very impactful. One, not only because it's going to be their first female superhero-led superhero film.
That's what it is.
It's been a long day.
You got it.
But it'll be great also because she'll play a really integral part in the Infinity Wars and stuff. But I feel like they're just doing Wonder Woman now because they tried the Avengers team-up thing a little bit with Justice League, and they've given away the whole circle shot and whatnot. We're over that stuff, right? We have no reason to be that excited that they're coming together because it was going to happen any which way.
Because we saw that circle scene ad infinitum in the trailers as well.
Exactly.
But I feel like they're doing Wonder Woman because they're approaching the Marvel formula, only they're handling it backwards. So they had the team-up movie, and now they have to explain these characters. Right. Like, so, I mean, Wonder Woman in BVS, she just pops up. And she's like, well, hello, here I am. Oh, by the way, I have this handy little flash drive that's got information on everything you'll ever need to know, Bruce.
She has an Adobe Creative Cloud account.
Yeah, so they're trying to explain it, but what does seem like a catch-up thing is Gotham City Sirens, which is clearly just a reaction to the fact that Margot Robbie did well as Harley Quinn. So now David Ayer is going to be directing a movie where it's her, and most likely it'll be Catwoman, Poison Ivy. Basically, it's like DC females, heroes and villains.
Yeah.
Villainesses? Is that a thing?
Sure.
We'll all get together. And that's so clearly just because they looked at Suicide Squad, they're like, what worked?
Yeah.
Deadshot kind of worked because people like Will Smith. Harley Quinn kind of worked because people like Margot Robbie. Let's just take those and run with this. And they're still doing a sequel to Suicide Squad. You know this? Yeah. That exists. Okay. But so what did you think of Wonder Woman when she appeared in BVS though? Of Gal Gadot and the way they're handling the character?
She was cool enough. There was a lot of intrigue and enigma around the character. We don't know all that much about her. She just showed up and just sort of delivered badassery, which is always welcome.
Yes.
But yeah, like I had no reason to care about her other than the trump card of you're the first female strong independent person in this entire movie.
Yeah.
Other than Lois, I guess, but she's the first one we've seen that can kick ass, right? So that was cool, but yeah, the character, I don't know anything about her, so I'm excited to find out more.
She was a massively underwritten character in BVS,
there was nothing she did.
And the fact that she still kind of stood out and we still liked her, I think is credit to Gal Gadot for just, she seemed to, she carried the role in a way that kind of was compelling. It's similar to Brie Larson in King Kong where there's no reason to care about that character. It's just such a generically written, like, badass female. But I think purely because of the force of her performance, there was a little uniqueness to it in Brie Larson's case, and I feel like that's what Gal Gadot brought as well. There's just something that stood out. So, which is why we're kind of looking forward to Wonder Woman, and Chris Pine looks good in it.
I'm curious.
He looks
what
like...
do you think of, what?
No.
Please finish that thought.
I was just gonna wax eloquent on Chris Pine for a while.
Okay, I'm curious to see what you think about the fact that Marvel haven't made a movie starring a female character yet, but they had Jessica Jones, which got rave reviews. I loved it. I know you loved it. We talked about it a lot on the podcast.
Yeah.
It was great. Very welcome change in tone. Great performance by Kristen Ritter. It was great all around.
Yeah.
Why do you think they decided to do it with a TV show first and not a movie? Do you think it's just playing it safe? Just sort of playing the field, testing the waters?
I really don't understand. So, you know what they said, right? When they're asked about the Black Widow movie, they literally just say like, it's a great idea. We should do it. And that's it. There's never any there's not been any concrete steps taken towards it. And I genuinely don't understand it. Like, do you have any thoughts on why they would do it? Because I don't see why. It's a no-brainer. Everyone loves the Black Widow. This much we know.
Yeah.
Even if they essentially soft piloted her by having her in so many movies already.
Right. Yeah.
At this point, we know that if you could put Hawkeye in a standalone movie and he'd be good.
They're at the point now where well, actually both DC and Marvel are still at the point, even though Marvel's been doing it for over a decade, and DC's relatively new in some regard in terms of the giant scale of things that they're working at, they could make a movie with literally anybody, so long as you have the money behind it and the marketing materials that they have available at their disposal. We'll watch anything they throw at us.
Exactly.
So there's no lack of interest in these characters. There's no lack of do I actually care? Will I spend my time and money on this? You will spend money and time on this. There are billions of people out there that will do it. So I think the Jessica Jones move...
Maybe not enough of billions. 2.5 billion, we need 3 billion.
I don't know.
The Jessica Jones move.
The Jessica Jones move I thought was, I think, just being a little scared. I don't know. I'm going to call it out as I'd seen no good reason other than they were just trying to test the waters. Are people going to accept it? There's no good reason. I can't think of any there's nothing. I have nothing.
And it definitely worked with Jessica Jones, right? People loved it, and I think it's one of the stronger Netflix Marvel shows. It's either that or Daredevil.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, pretty much. Season 2.
So can I put it like this? I am very disappointed in Marvel because they are in an unprecedented position where they've built a brand and a universe where they could literally put out anything and it would work. Right? Yes. There was no reason the Guardians should have worked, and it did. Yeah. There was little reason Ant-Man should have worked. Actually.
And it worked enough.
It worked enough. I mean, it's possibly one of their more inconsistent ones, but I think it's a good movie.
It's a cookie cutter movie.
Exactly.
It's got all the moves you expect, and it's done well. So you can't. I don't think you can dock them on execution. You can dock them on creativity and originality.
But why? So that when they are in this position where they can take a risk and literally lose nothing. I mean, at worst, 13 movies in, you have one bum movie, no one's gonna question it. So it disappoints me that they aren't taking the initiative and saying you know what, we can do this, let's have a female-led movie.
Right.
And DC, on the other hand, I'm also disappointed in, even though they're going there first, because they're not doing it out of some bold, let's do this.
They're just doing it because
they're desperate.
They see something that Marvel hasn't hit on, or they know Marvel's going to, and they're just we have the ability to beat them to it, so let's just do it first. And they'll win that, they'll win that round, but I don't know, is it going to stick? Unless a movie is amazing, which it could be. It very well could be. The trailer looks great, Gal Gadot is awesome, the character is brilliant, so I mean, there's every possibility that'll work. I'm praying to God that they redeem themselves. But yeah, you're right, they're just doing it because, just to say that we did it first. But, I want to turn the page really quick. So you say Marvel, that Marvel hasn't, they've been a little sheepish about doing the female-led thing, right?
Yep.
But, when it comes to TV though, at the moment, I've lost count of all the new shows that they're putting out right now. So
Marvel?
Yeah, because Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is on the end of season 4. Yeah. Right? It's renewed for a 5th season. I'm apparently the only person on this planet that actually cares about this show and watches every episode. If you're with me, please let me know. I need friends. But they also have Inhumans coming out in September, which has got an IMAX release, which is that's new ground. The first 2 episodes are in IMAX, and then it's going to be the remaining 6 or 8 episodes on regular TV. So that's exciting. I'm stoked as all hell because I'm invested in S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
But beyond that, they have Runaways, which is a new thing, right? About kids that are fighting their parents or something like that, teen angst in superhero form. whatever that is.
But that's not. I doubt that'll be connected to the MCU.
It's
not. They're kind of
be
X-Men in a way, though they're not connected to the X-Men universe either.
Right. So I mean, I'm sure there'll be nods to it. I'm sure you'll see like a random Iron Man poster on something.
You mean how they have in the MCU, like, after the incident, which is, I find that.
This is why S.H.I.E.L.D. is good, guys. S.H.I.E.L.D. actually acknowledges this stuff. Believe me.
Wow.
There's heart
I should definitely watch S.H.I.E.L.D. now.
Okay, stop.
No, I'm not gonna.
All right. Well, there's another show they're doing.
Yeah.
Besides Runaways, it's on the tip of my tongue.
Defenders.
No, there's Defenders. There's another one. There's another.
Other than Defenders?
Besides Defenders, not on Netflix. It's slipping my mind. Anyway, but the thing is that they're trying a whole bunch of new shows on TV, which are gambles because we don't know who these kids are. We don't know what they're about.
True.
Nobody knows jack about the Inhumans.
Yeah.
But they're giving them an IMAX release. That's pretty big.
Yeah.
Now, there are idiots like me that are invested in it. So, yay, I'll go see it. But nobody else knows much about Black Bolt and that whole kingdom.
Yeah.
So it's just interesting to me that they're willing to take risks with TV, but they don't with female-led superhero films.
That is interesting. Do you feel like it's because in the case of TV, there are other stakeholders, shall we say, who also take a call? Like in the Marvel Netflix shows, for example, I feel like Netflix has a lot of say creatively as well.
Yeah.
So maybe it's that.
You think that they're only taking these risks because Netflix says so?
Maybe, because, I mean, from what I understand of how Netflix works, it's a lot of very targeted content creation in the first place. Like, they look at their demographic, they look at all the data they have and say, they would like this kind of show with this kind of person. And
I mean, if you're any network and you're doing a job, you would have that conversation
exactly.
no matter what.
So maybe it's that. All right.
Anyway, I'm confused.
Let's close with this.
I'm confused.
Let me ask you.
Yeah.
Do you feel like the fact that it's a woman-led movie,
yeah,
a female-fronted movie, how much of a handicap, shall I say, would you give the movie because of that? Like, even if the movie is inconsistent,
right,
just purely because of the fact that we're finally getting to see something that we should have seen a long time ago,
right,
we will give it some benefit of the doubt. You can't deny that.
Yeah.
But it's still got to be a good movie. Like with Jessica Jones, for example, I feel like it was a great show.
Yeah.
But irrespective of the fact that it was led by a female, if it was a guy.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, there's a big handicap. I understand. In some ways, I think it might be more of a risk with TV, even though like making that movie might be more expensive than making the TV show. The thing is, with a TV show, you can tap out. You can watch like 1 or 2 episodes, decide if you like it or not, and then choose not to invest in it.
Yeah.
When you're watching that movie, even if you don't like that movie, you're probably going to finish seeing those 2 hours because you've spent the time and money to be there. So people will see this movie no matter what. If Jessica Jones turned out to be bad, or even like half as good as it was, people would have not finished seeing it.
Yeah.
And everybody saw it and everybody loved it. So I think it has a significant handicap. It's going to get a lot of brownie points for that. I just hope it delivers. I'm crossing my fingers because DC are floundering and I want them to do well. I like those characters. I don't know them well enough. I don't know them. I'm not as invested as you are in DC. Like, I haven't read as much as you have, but I want to see those characters give me a reason to care. Because right now I just don't give a damn. And I want to. I want to care, but I don't have a reason to. Please tell me I'm not the only one. Please tell me I'm not the only one that is this upset by this. If you guys have any thoughts and comments, please let us know in that section of comments below. Or you can mail us at geekfruit.in. Anything else you want to say? I'm done.
I'm just going to say, like, DC, don't let us down, please.
Thanks for listening, you nerds.